Yo, what's going on YouTube? Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. And in this video, I'm finally getting to doing the thermal pads on this MSI Suprim X 3080 10GB LHR. If you're new to the channel, I've had this card for almost a year. If you're a previous subscriber, you probably know I've been complaining about this GPU non-stop every time it's brought up to me or I have to talk about it. But yeah, man, this card has needed pads for I don't even know how long at this point, but it needs pads. And I think it does need fans at this point too. Like when I started the GPU up, the fans are wobbly, and I think they do need to be changed. It is what it is. I'll probably get to the fans a different day as they work for now, but I am going to be changing thermal pads. I finally got the pads in. I think it was worth it, but I am going to be trying a different set of pads after this one. I'll show you guys in a second, but let's have a look at the memory temperature. As you guys can see, it's doing about like 74 mega hash. This is on the 80% unlocker with T-Rex, and you can see right there 47 degrees on the core, 108 on the memory, and it is thermal throttling. I assume that's why I'm not able to get like 79 to 80 mega hash on this GPU. But yeah, man, like, well, I'll put you again, I'll let you guys see again. But yeah, guys, you can see right there, thermal throttling. It's going up to 108 degrees. I have seen it go to 110 here and there, but obviously this is out of spec for, I believe this is Micron memory on this GPU. You definitely don't want to be running your GPU like this long term. I have had this GPU on Ergo. I just wanted to show you guys the the temperature issue on Ethereum, obviously, because I mostly want Ethereum. So I will be turning this off right away. Don't worry, it's not it's not gonna be ran all day and whatnot. I do have a wall of GPUs that I got to get going and get into one of these frames. I will get to it eventually. You may see that video before the thermal pad replacement, but nonetheless, let me show you guys what we're working with. So I've gone ahead and I've chose NAB cooling thermal pads. They had pretty good reviews. They were cheaper than the G-Lids. I will say this though, in my initial thoughts, this is freaking tiny, man. I don't know if it's worth the price point that they're asking. You may as well spend the extra money and get critical thermal pads that are already pre-cut, but it is what it is. We'll try the NAB cooling out. We'll see how they are. I have a 2mm and a 1.5. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a 3mm, so I'm not going to be changing the thermal pads on the back plate, but I probably will still take off the back plate and clean it up because there's a bunch of oil. I've gone ahead and gotten some 99% isopropyl alcohol. You do need this if you are changing thermal pads and you want to clean up the GPU. And I've also gone ahead and got some Corsair XTM 50. This is their high performance line. I don't know how good it is. Honestly, this was the only thing they had at Best Buy. And it was like 15 bucks for this big little tube. I don't even know if that made sense. Pretty big tube, I guess. And people like it from what I see, and like it's not the cheap version. There's a cheaper version. I know that people hate that version. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. If it's trash, if the core temperature is absolute trash, then I'll probably go get some Noctua paste, or Arctic. But this should do the trick. And I've gone ahead and got myself an X-Acto knife as well. I don't think it's really necessary. You could probably get away with like another different type of knife if you need, or scissors and something. Probably get yourself a pair of gloves. And I got a little piece of cardboard here just in case the GPU does leak a little bit of oil, because I am going to let it sit. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully these NAB cooling thermal pads are pretty good, and they fix this issue of thermal throttling and bad memory temperatures, and we can mine Ethereum to the full potential and use this GPU to the full potential that it can mine, and instead of having it throttle or potentially damaging it. So so give me a few seconds. Let me get the GPU off. I'm gonna have the camera facing towards the GPU. Just keep in mind, guys, this is not a it's not a tutorial. I'm just I'm just recording me changing the thermal pads. I'm not professional. This is my first time doing it, actually, so do not follow me. I'm not responsible if you screw up your GPU. use this as a guide if you will, but like I said, this is not a tutorial. I'm just gonna put it on a time lapse and I'm just gonna get to work, man. So give me a few seconds and we'll just get straight to work. 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Redneck.
Alright guys, we are back, and I'm really sorry that the camera died. I was super frustrated when I realized at the end, when I was putting it back together, that the camera died, and I was just like, damn man, like it was one of those videos where I really wanted to do. I don't know how far I got and how far I was into it until the camera died, but I'll post that time lapse up. Once again, really sorry, but honestly, my first time experience doing this, I would say it was pretty easy. It's not as bad as what people make it out to be. Honestly, it's just straightforward, right? Like, it's not doing anything crazy or You know, it's just simple cutting and measuring and just placing them down, man, and doing the thermal paste on the die of the GPU, and it's that simple. One thing I will say, I'm gonna put up a picture right now. The main things that I noticed that most people do and talk about as well is those the memory chips around the GPU die are probably the most crucial to replace, because I did skimp out on one pad that I didn't do. I think it was like right here. Honestly, the NAB pad that I got was just not enough, but I was able to do all the other pads. So you're probably wondering about the results. Let's take a look, guys. As you guys can see, 47 degrees on the core, 72 on the memory. We're down about 38 degrees from 110. It does go to 74, but you know, it's pretty much been like that. The ambient temperature in this room is about like 27 degrees Celsius, and look, I've had it up running for about 2 hours, so it is valid. These are the overclocks I'm using. The core is locked to 1300, I believe, but yeah, man, pulling around 227 watts at you know, 78 mega hash. This is an LHR, as I mentioned, so pretty valid. I will say this, the NAB pads are solid. You know, they're high quality, I would say, but the only problem with this pad is that it's super tiny, man. Like this is like, I was struggling to get everything done because I ran out of pad. Like, I think, do I have any 1.5 left? Like, this is a 2 mil. Like, I don't even have any 1.5 left, right? So like, you should probably get multiple of these, and these are expensive, man. 2 of these cost me 50 bucks, but in the long run probably be beneficial. And this thermal paste that I use, the XTM50, this is valid, bro. Like, I see a lot of people complaining. That's a valid core temp. Just remember, when you change, if you do the thermal pad change correctly, you should see a rise in your core temp, because the heat transfer should be a little bit better now. It shouldn't just be all going to your memory. It should be on your core and on your memory. So it is very normal to see your core temp go up. But yeah, guys, super happy with this. It turned out great. Unfortunately, the whole recording aspect did not turn out great. But I'm just glad to have done this, because it would just go up to like 108 to 110 you know, degrees Celsius, and it's probably not good for the longevity of the card if I had left it like that. But yeah, thermal pads valid, NAB pads are valid. You know, everything I use is pretty valid. It's all working. I do recommend changing your thermal pads if you can. But once again, guys, before I go, I apologize for the video dying out. But I will do another video where I change my other cards. Don't worry, I got more cards to do. If you like that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll make sure the batteries are charged next time when I change the pads. But yeah, man, thumbs up for that thermal pad changing experience. Pretty fun. And I'm out, guys. Peace.